Hey legends, welcome to Addict Tackles How-Tos. Going to touch base on a bit of Mangrove Jack luring. Season's kicked off quite good. There's a few fish there and they're angry. They're pissed off for some reason. They've all got an attitude down this way, so you do got to be prepared on some of the gear that you do use. Few selections. Obviously I've got more soft plastics here than what I do have hard bodies. Hard bodies are an exceptional form of fishing for them. Back to the point that they're angry, I do tend to lose quite a few sometimes, so it can be quite expensive. But if that's what you're into, they're a great form of fishing. They do work well. Some days your plastics won't work, so you do got to mix it up between the two. So basically, long and short of it, early mornings, crack of daylight for the first hour and a half. Last hour and a half of sunset, I am throwing top water. So my lucky crafts fish exceptionally well early morning. My 95mm splashies are always good fun, these guys. So they, hooks on these guys, they're not a bad hook, but they're not a confidence builder for me. So I do a bit of an upgrade on these. I do like super short, heavy duty assists on the rear. Takes them to another level. So don't make those assists too long because they can foul up with the front hook. And then other one I got here which fished great for me last year were these hover jets from Bone. These are a cracking top water lure. Can work them as a sticky, I can tweak them like a popper, and then I got the benefits of the hover jet on the side. So it's basically just unclipping two flaps and I have a prop action happening as it goes. So that gets some serious fizzing happening. So when they're coming out and looking at the lure and not taking it, I will get that fizzer happening and they can't help themselves most of the time. So that's a nice lure for me early morning and all that. Getting during the day, I've got to roll under pontoons. I will roll some Lucky Crafts in the pointers and that. Disco's my favourite colour. My Duo Realises fish well. My ripstops from my Rapala are really good, these guys. Big pauses, they stop on a dime and they just hang there, so the fish can't look at them for too long. And my Bass Day Sugar Deeps, always a good lure, good jack lure. Any lure with a nice hunch on his back, you've heard from a lot of the pros and all that, is generally a good fishing lure. So from those guys, onto me plastics. So you can run a smaller plastic like your Kitex and that in the 4-inch, which still draw fish, give you a bit of fun. But if you're willing to swim some bigger stuff, you won't see as many as the small guys, but whenever you do turn a reel, it will be a decent fish. So me 5s and that and me Kitex are good. I do love me Z-Mans in the 5-inch. They use a good colour in general. These guys here, you know, especially if we're doing a lot of skip casting with our weedless hook setups and all that, sometimes we do run our standard jig heads in them. So when I'm skip casting and that, you will get a bit of roll off the back of the lure. That's why they do use the weedless, but I tend to like these lures, so I will get another hook. I will pinch a bit of the soft plastic on itself. I will give it a twist and I will just put it over the eye of my hook. And all that's basically doing is locking that plastic on your jig head. And yeah, so it's a good way of keeping it on there. If I can just get it on there. There we go. So over the top of the eye of the hook. And basically that will support that plastic from pulling off that all the time. So it does help with the fishing, especially when you get bites on the tail, you get curl ups and all that sort of stuff. So some of you may use it, some of you won't. My RT Shads, always been a cracker. Great performing little soft plastic. They aren't the hardiest soft plastics, we've got to be honest here, but you still will get 5, 6, 7 fish out of them before you've got to piff it and throw another one away. So still cheaper than losing your hard bodies. And so I've got a few on my shrimp profiles as well, which work good. Chase baits and your Xeric guys, any of your shrimp forms, same deal. Try and fish that bigger lure. It will take your fishing to another level. Back to the point, you won't have as much fun on smaller stuff, but when you do, it'll be great. So they fish exceptionally well. These guys here, the eyes just glow over night time, so I do start fishing them into the dark. Some of my favourites are my live targets in the fleeing shrimp. So the fleeing shrimp's a good all-rounder. Very, very nice presentation underwater. You can work it in amongst your stones and all that. You can even work it on your flats for your flatties. They do fish exceptionally well. Some of me live mullets, they've always been a good lure for me. These guys will just fold away in the mouth of the fish. Good form of fishing too. And then the boys at Frogley's have excelled, I reckon, like great form, these new reel baits from these guys. So the packaging is quite a firm packaging to support the bait and all that, but you can't appreciate the profile of the fish unless you're holding it in your hand. So they're a very, very subtle bait to be using in general. They do just collapse in the mouth of the fish when you do get a hook up. Great thump and paddle tail action. So Froggy boys, give yourselves a pat on the back. These things have been a great lure. Can't wait to swim some more. That's just a big profile of mullet, just to give you that realistic idea of how they are and how they feel. So a great lure. Everything just feels natural. The fish have a go, they'll come back and have another go. So don't be afraid to soak some scent on those guys. And they're some of my favourite sort of lures to be using this time of year. So hopefully that will help the cause. If there's other ideas and things that you guys use, let us know in the comments down below. Happy to swap thoughts, and good luck with it.